Alright, quick update video on my 2025 White Widow grow. The plants on the side are not White Widows, but they're doing good. I bet I'll put a bunch of those in the straw bales outside. I'll explain my setup. So, what do I start with? I'm in an AC Infinity tent. It's got the AC Infinity. I usually don't even use the carbon filter. White Widow doesn't really smell that bad. I have the AC Infinity, air pump sort of deal. Got a fan, hurricane fan. This is the Spider Farmer SF4000. It's at 25 inches above the plants at 60%, which when I calculate it with, I have a little little PPFD U-mole reader sort of thing. It's about 300 U-moles. Okay, so what's going on inside this is I'm not the biggest fan of using a humidifier in a tent this big when the plants are this small. I always feel like I'm just wasting the water. Not a big fan of cleaning out the humidifiers and all that type of stuff. So I put tap water inside of, this is an old rotisserie chicken container with a little fan that pushes it around in this little dome sort of situation. At about 83 degrees is what I keep it at when the light's on. You get it in here to be about mid-70s for relative humidity, which seems to work well for me. I germinated 4 seeds. I think I showed a video where 3 of the seeds germinated. Now a 4th did germinate. I put it in my peat and sand mix, and 5 to 6 days later, it did not emerge. So I'm down a plant. I'm going to configure that later, figure out if my seed mix was just too wet. The seed was kind of sluggish. It germinated 3 days after the other seeds, so that's where I'm at. I watered. This one is just a random. This is a rando bag seed. I just wanted to test this potting mix that I made up. It's looking pretty good. So this is how they look. I don't have the specific days of how old they are, but I think the cotyledons popped out of the soil maybe 3 or 4 days ago in this one. And then these two, it's the same, not the same. They popped up a day or two after. So fire and air popped up a day or two after water. Water is kind of the leader at this point. Seems like air is the runt. So how did I figure out when they needed to be watered? Well, since I keep tallies on weights and volumes and things like that, I weighed these earlier today, and they had less than 6 grams of water remaining in the mix. And that's when I decided, okay, I'm going to water them back up to the amount of water that they had retained with the first watering, which was 26 for 26 for water and fire and 23 for air, so I just added water back to that. Now I used a 45 part per million nitrogen that I diluted from a 120 part per million nitrogen stock solution. So there's that. I think why the other one failed is when I measured out the media, I think it was a lot more peat, and when I watered it, it seemed overly soggy. So, like me, to drown a seed, but we'll have 3 going forward. They're supposed to be feminized seeds. Hopefully they stay that way, but I'll have a bunch in the straw bales. So, just keep watching. Leave questions, comments, like and subscribe. All that good stuff. Oh yeah, there's a fan in here as well. That's what I use, a fan on some, one of those timer, not even a timer, but one of those temperature gauging sort of things that will turn it on when it, is down a certain amount. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave comments. I appreciate you. Bye.